Oh yeah, Dr. D here to his Steve Goodtime now. Home, come on now.
A rock and roll circus performer, Toronto character, stuntman, packaged party, cutie patootie, an all-around good time. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present you with Steve Goodtime. You caught my attention when I was at Canada's Got Talent Season 3, the $1 million season brought to you by Rogers. I was in the audience, and I saw you on stage, and I knew I had to talk to you. And I just want to ask right off the bat, once we get through everything else, were there any fun or funny stories that happened to you on your time at CGT so far?
Yeah, actually. I mean, the whole routine was just silly and ridiculous. But after the routine was done, I was walking off stage, and then I get a tap on the shoulder, and I turn around, and it's Cardinal Official. And he's like, hey, I want to film this funny little bit before you leave. So I was like, oh, sure, Mr. Official. And he's like, come in the bathroom with me. This part never made it to air. But, yeah, he said, come in the bathroom with me. We're going to get this camera crew to stand outside the bathroom. And then he's like, I'm just going to get you to walk out of the bathroom stall, or the bathroom door, and just be like, hey, yeah, I guess that was an okay time. And then he walked out behind me saying like, no, Steve, that was a good time. And then we just washed our hands, and that was the end of it.
This never made it to air?
No.
Is this footage out there?
I haven't seen it, but I did share a bathroom with Cardinal Official.
Throw that on your resume, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's already on there.
Well, so, other than CGT, what other broadcasted appearances have you made it on so far?
I did America's Got Talent last year.
AGT.
Yeah, AGT. Yeah. Yeah, that was my first one. My mom came on with me, Mama Goodtime. It was nice.
Shout out to Mama Goodtime.
Yeah. Hey, Ma. Look, I'm on the TV.
The Dr. TV. Continue.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, I did AGT. That went pretty good, I think, maybe. Simon liked me. He gave me a yes, so
that's all you really need on.
And Heidi Klum. I got a soundbite of her saying, I had a good time. And now I just repeat it all the time throughout my show.
Throw that into a mix. Had a good time. Not in front of a camera. Where do you usually perform? Well, maybe there's cameras there, but where is your usual performing stage perform?
I spent a lot of time at Dundas Square in Toronto, and from the Eaton Centre. Not the Eaton Centre side, the Square side. But yeah, I've spent many years performing there. Having beer bottles thrown at me. I had a guy try to pee on me once.
Now that's a good time.
I used to do a 15-foot tall pole, and when I was on top of it, someone shook it and tried to knock me off. So yeah, that's where I spent a lot of time, and the Toronto Harbourfront. And now it's just a lot of it's a lot of outdoor festivals, a lot of busker fests, or I do the fruit and vegetable circuit, which is great. It's like the Bradford Carrot Fest.
Sounds healthy.
Alliston Potato Fest. The Butter Tart festivals, the Cranberry festivals. There's a fruit and veggie circuit, and it's pretty.
All right, I jumped way ahead. I started off in the middle where I usually start. Let's rewind a little bit. Okay. Where and how did the party start for Steve Goodtime?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the real performing party started in about 2010 or so was when I started street performing. And I was going under an alias, not Steve Goodtime. It was O Party, and I was doing the O Party Party show. And that's when I first got the mullet and the mustache, because I wanted to look like a handsome guy. I was street performing doing that in Toronto, and I actually spent some time in Australia performing. I was in Sydney, because Sydney's kind of known as busker boot camp. You go there to really hone your skills, because everyone hates you there. And if you hiccup in your show, people will leave.
Throwing bottle of waters at you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not sure what you said, but I agree.
Bottle of water.
Oh, I got you. So yeah, I was there, and I don't know how much time we have, but I do have a great Australia story.
We got so much time for exclusives. Dr. T exclusive.
Okay, this is my Australia story.
All right.
So I went there twice. The first time I went for like 4 or 5 months, I believe. And then that was just like to skip winter here, work down there, come back, work summer. And that was on like a holiday working visa because I was under 30. So then I went back the next winter, ran out my visa, went to Thailand for a month, just a vacation. And then after Thailand, I flew back to Sydney on a tourist visa.
Oh.
I had no gear with me because I left it in Australia when I went to Thailand. But they pulled me aside when I got off the plane. And they're like, hey, what are you doing here on a tourist visa? You were just here twice on working visas. And I was like, just vacationing. And they're like, go away. We're going to cancel your visa. And I was like, well, that sucks. And they said they were going to send me home. That was the thing.
But we're keeping your leopard prints. All of them.
They did, actually. So yeah, I was in there for 7 hours in the interrogation room. They canceled my visa, and then they said they're going to get me a flight home. But until I got a flight home, I wasn't allowed on Australian soil. So they sent me to a jail. I was there for 4 days. I was in a prison. It was a minimum security prison. Like, you walk in, and you get fingerprinted. They take all your stuff except for 2 of everything. That's what you get to keep of your own clothes. Then they walk you through the general population yard, which is terrifying. And then they get you this like little fenced off area that has like a small looking apartment building type thing. And you go in there, and it was me and about 25-ish other people, mostly from Malaysia, that are like airport turnarounds. So I lived in there for 4 days.
But like, you weren't arrested. They're just like, you can't step outside here, but we need you in.
Yes. So I'm not allowed on the soil, and they kept saying like, you're not a criminal, but we're gonna put you in jail for 4 days. And I'm like, oh, okay. We were only separated from the general population yard by a chain link fence. That's it. So there's like 12, 15 guys, like big Aussie guys, just like, faces right up against the chain link fence, being like, oi.
Let's see them tricks.
Yeah, like, are you the magic man? And I was like, I guess.
You got some Harry Potter shit to show us.
So I was like, yeah. They're like, well, let's see it. And I was like, okay. So I was like, give me 5 minutes. So I went back inside, and I found some apples to juggle. I found a deck of cards and some other stuff. I went out into the yard, and I did a bunch of magic tricks. Like I said, I juggled apples and like ate them as I juggled. I found some like similar size sticks so I could do like club juggling tricks with them. And then I finished off, this is my proudest moment, I finished off with like a cups and balls routine, like the 3 cups, 3 balls. I did that with 3 styrofoam cups, and then they didn't have any little balls, so I took slices of white bread, I ripped the crusts off, and I mashed them into little balls, and I did a cups and balls routine with that. And that was my big finale. And
That's how you didn't get shanked that night.
yeah.
And that was a Dr. T exclusive. Dr. T exclusive. Now that was a party right there.
Yeah.
I do all this talk about sword swallowing and stuff like that. I'm getting hungry. I don't know how or why in the hell that works out like that. But I want to ask you, other than musical corn dogs, what instruments do you play?
I play guitar, and I slap at the bass a little bit.
Slap at a slap.
I recently this Christmas I bought a saxophone. I learned Jingle Bells, and I can play the beginning of Freebird. That's as far as I've gotten. It doesn't sound like that. Oh. It's more but I'm getting there.
If you could turn any food into an instrument, which would it be? I'm thinking for myself, like, what would you cook up? For me, I'm thinking like a spaghetti string harp or a pickle harmonica.
I mean, there's that guy that was making the recorders or like flutes and stuff out of carrots.
A flute carrot will do. Yeah.
That, but like with hot dogs, like a foot long. Almost like one of those Irish like penny whistles. It's like, Yeah, one of the. Oh, you can make a corn dog one.
Make a corn.
Oh my God. Okay, you guys have to go. I gotta get built.
It's coming up. All right. Okay. How about you? If you could turn any food into an instrument, what would it be? Let us know in the comments below. And catch Steve Goodtime at the next fruit or vegetable festival near you. And follow him on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Steve Goodtime, TikTok at Steve Goodtime Show. Listen to his music on Bandcamp. Find all of the above plus merch on www.stevegoodtime.com. Lastly, when the time comes to be on the next talent competition he is on, you gotta vote for him because he's got a hell of a lot of it. Talent, that is. Tell me, Steve, where'd the party be?
I'm Steve Goodtime, and I'm bringing the party on the DR.T show.
Party! Chicka chicka had a good time.